Hello sorcerers, welcome back to the channel. Today we are going to look through the fourth and final pre-constructed deck for Sorcery Contested Realm Alpha Edition. This is the beautiful Earth avatar on the front, of course. The Earth deck. Arguably this is the most powerful of the four pre-con decks. So let's open it up, have a look inside, see what uniques have been bundled in this one, and of course have a look at the absolutely stunning artwork that is present throughout this amazing product. Hopefully I can open this box without doing too much. Oh, this one was much easier to open than the others. So as usual, lovely packaging there. All the cards well protected, but they do slide right out. That's it. Let's stick that sight at the bottom. So of course, starting off with the avatar of Earth. As I said, this of the four pre-constructed deck avatars, this is probably the most powerful. In fact, this avatar is on par with some of the elite and unique avatars that are in the full set as well. So don't sleep on this one. Tap, play, draw, sight. Most of the avatars have that. And this avatar, you have +1 power for each nearby Earth site. So nearby being all the sites around, so not just the adjacent north, south, east, west, but includes the corners as well. So if you've got your avatar of Earth sitting here and it's surrounded by Earth sites, that's a 10 power avatar. Very, very strong. So definitely one of the better ones there. Supporting the Earth avatar is a bit of a mortal theme in this precon. So we've got, for unique, the King of the Realm. 7 mana for a 3 power king, but he gives all other mortals, so if they've got mortal in their type line there, other mortals have +1 power and you control all mortals. So if your opponent has any mortal minions on the field, once this guy comes down, they're yours until he dies. So very, very powerful card there. 3 Earth threshold up there, but in a mono Earth deck, that's not going to be a problem whatsoever. So very, very powerful card. You've got the King, and of course you've got the Queen supporting the King. Another unique mortal. Beautiful Severine artwork there as well, just like the Earth avatar. So after an opponent draws a card, if they have more cards than you, you may draw a card. So she's very greedy, the Queen there. If you get it, she wants one too. So again, very good late game play. If you can empty your hand out, so you'll just get some good card advantages there. Only 1 power, she's not very strong, but just keep her at the back and protect her. She'll do some work. We've got the King, we've got the Queen, and we've got their army. So this is the big powerhouse of the deck here. 8 mana, 8 power. A unique army of mortals, yours to command. Tap target a location up to 3 steps away and deal 4 damage to each unit there. So it doesn't even have to get in there. You can just keep it right at the back here and fire all the way up to the other side of the field. And its death right is summon a foot soldier token to each adjacent location. So foot soldiers are just 1 power little tokens. But if they do manage to get rid of your big 8 drop with 8 power, you get 4 or 5 of them. So if you've got, if the army's here, sitting here, and they kill it, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 little foot soldiers. So another very, very powerful, unique mortal card there. Down to some ordinary cards now, obviously the support team. So you've got the Land Surveyor. It's just, so what's going on here? Is this my land? Should be my land. Belongs to the King, mate. Pretty basic. Genesis, draw a sight. Always good to have some card advantage there. So we get 2 or 3 of those, I believe. Just the 2. The House Arn Bannerman. Exceptional mortals. bit of a sleeper, this one. Other nearby allies have +1 power, so quite strong if you've got a lot of foot soldier tokens going on, even though it's only 2 power itself. So pretty decent. You do get 2 of those as well. You get the dogs, scent hounds, not mortals, so they don't get some of the other bonuses, but 2 power for 2 mana, always good. And nearby enemies permanently lose stealth, so they're not sneaking up on you when you got the sniffers. Supporting our ground minions here, we've got some ranged minions. The Belmont Longbowmen, 3 mana, 3 power, ranged, so they can just tap to strike an enemy and not be hit back because they're firing those bows from long distance. Beautiful colours on that one. So more mortals there, a couple of those. In fact, we've got three of those. Over to another exceptional card here. So the Frontier Settlers, these guys are pretty strong. So a bit of mana ramp here. So 2 mana for 1 power. If they survive until the next turn, so they don't have summoning sickness, tap. Reveal the topmost side of your atlas and play it adjacent to the Frontier Settlers, if able, and they move there, and then they lose this ability. So you can only do it once, but if you summon them here, and you can give them a tap, and you can put the top side of your atlas either here, here, or here, assuming you've obviously started here. As I say, it's a bit of mana ramp. Not too much of that in Earth, so it's pretty good. Only 1 in the deck, unfortunately, but pretty good card there. Wild Boars, not much going on here. 1 mana, 2 power, and they're beasts. So just good to get out early, give you some ability to get some early damage in, give you some protection. Until you get to the later game, you can drop some of Earth's big hitters. So Earth has, the guys and girls with big butts. So Amazon Warriors, 5 mana, 5 power, no abilities, but they are mortals, so working with the theme of the deck. And them girls are pretty big. Alright, so we get 2 of those. Alright, so we've got the Autumn Unicorn, 3 mana, 4 power, pretty decent. Exceptional Beast, so just a pretty efficient card there, 3 mana, 4 power. No skills, but some beautiful artwork again from Severine, and some lovely flavor text. Concerning the fair unicorn, sundry notions do abide. Some demur, others deny. Children delight, and charlatans lie. So much amazing flavor in this product. So a couple of those unicorns there, and we go from one of the most beautiful pieces of art to, it's not a bad piece of art obviously, but yeah, very, very dark, sinister cave trolls. So 3 mana, 3 power, pretty straightforward card, just with the burrowing. Ordinary trollses put noses in holeses. We dig, we lug, we nosh da bug, bore or nor more, we jig and jug. Lovely work from Drew there. Obviously the guy's not particularly attractive, but very nice characterization of the cave trolls there. So do we get 2, 3 cave trolls? Here we go. This guy was one of the cards that got a lot of people, including me, interested in how the game plays, and it's a really good demonstration of what makes Sorcery a very interesting game. So the Pudge Butcher, 4 mana, 5 power, so pretty good stats. It's immobile, so it can't move, it can't attack, it just sits there. So why do you want that on the field? Well, the ability is tap, shoot a projectile. If it hits a unit, drag it to this location, and the Pudge Butcher may fight it. So if he's sitting here, let's put him back here. So if he's sitting here, you can tap to fire a projectile. Projectile means it goes in a cardinal direction, so north, west or east, or south. If he's sitting there, you can fire it back. And the first minion it hits, or if there's multiple minions on one site, you can pick which one it hits. So it does hit your own. But hopefully you're firing at an enemy. It'll pull it right in, and then the Pudge Butcher will fight it with its 5 power. So very powerful card. You can fire in, it says unit. So if it hits their avatar, it'll drag the avatar in and deal 5 damage, and then, have it in your area where you can pound on it with your cave trolls and your unicorns. So Very good card, the Pudge Butcher, very flavorful. And some very, very freaky artwork too. Look at that guy. Beautiful work, Ryan. All right, we have an elite card here, the Mountain Giant. He occupies 4 locations. So what does that mean? Very, very complex rules interactions. Probably the most complicated card in the deck, even though it looks very straightforward. So most minions will just sit on one side at a time. The Mountain Giant, he sits on 4. So he'll sit on the corner of 4 different locations. And when he attacks, you pick which one. And he's very powerful against cards like Bury and Drown, because all 4 sites need to be the same land or water type for those to take effect. He can't be summoned on a void though, so there do need to be 4 sites in play. But being an 8-drop, there's going to be plenty of sites hanging around. And the other thing to keep in mind with these big minions is if there's a splash damage spell that hits multiple sites, they all hit him. So if there's a spell that deals 3 damage here, 3 damage here, 3 damage here, he'll take 9. So do keep that in mind, but if you're getting to the late game, very, very powerful. So nice elite card there. We've got the Stone Gaze Gorgons, 5 mana for 3 power. Other minions at rest at adjacent locations are disabled. So at rest just means if you've got a minion that's got multiple steps of movement, they can sort of move through the relevant site and not stop in the middle. But if they do stop there, at that point they're disabled. So quite powerful. Disabled units can't do anything. As you'd expect from the Gorgons, very flavorful. They're turning the enemy to stone. Another elite card here, we've got the Retanus Titan, another super flavorful card. 7 mana, 6 power, another big boy. Genesis, so when he enters the battlefield, strike each enemy here. Strike meaning a one-way hit. So if they've got 5 units sitting here protecting something for some reason, and it's your site, because obviously you can only summon minions to your site, but if you can, get multiple opponent minions in a position that you can summon the Returnus Titan there, usually being 6 power is going to knock them all out. So a very good late game card there. And another beautiful artwork there from Tony this time. Very nice. All right, continuing through, we've got some spells now. We've got Overpower, just a 1 mana spell, gives an allied +2 power this turn. Pretty strong. Got a few copies of that. Bury, here's a card I mentioned before. This is Earth's main removal spell. 3 mana, burrow target minion or artifact if able. So any minion that doesn't have burrowing, that's on a land site, cast this on them, they die, basically. Only minions, obviously it doesn't work on avatars, but if their avatar's got a very powerful artifact in hand, like a Philosopher's Stone or a Spear of Destiny, you can burrow that. You can stick it underground so they can't use it. So very, very strong card. Good to have a few of those in here. And then we have Earthquake. This card is very, very powerful and very flavorful. 5 mana, rearrange sites within a 2x2 region, carrying along everything of normal size, then burrow all minions and artifacts on those sites. So we've got 4 sites here. You can rearrange them in any order you like. So if this is your site, this is your opponent's site, you can switch them over, bringing their site in range of being attacked. And again, it will burrow all minions and artifacts on those sites after the movement. So unless they've got burrowing, they're going to die. So you can easily kill multiple minions with this spell. Very, very good. So Earthquake. Entangle Terrain, 4 mana. Minions occupying affected sites lose airborne and are immobile. Last 3 turns. So again, auras sit on a corner here like the Mountain Giant does. So that'll sit there. And any minions on those sites, including yours. So, got to be careful of that. But yeah, good way to lock down their minions for multiple turns. Then we have the Akira card. Reminds me a lot of the movie Akira. Craterize, another big one, 8 mana. Elite Magic. As an additional cost to cast it, you have to discard a site, so a bit of a cost, but destroy target site and deal damage to each unit above or below a site in the area of effect. So huge 5x5 block of damage here, 10 on the site that you destroy, 7 to the adjacent. 7 to the adjacents, then 4 around that. Super strong. Can be used to finish off an avatar if they're on death's door, even if you can only deal 1 to them, although you can pick any side, obviously. So, yeah, if you get into the late game, even if they've still got 10 health on their avatar, this can knock them straight down to death's door. So, super powerful spell. We've got some weapons here. So we've got the Siege Ballista, exceptional weapon and engine of war. Tap bearer and another ally here, so you do have to tap 2 units, but you can deal 3 damage to a target unit up to 2 steps away. So you can shoot across sites, shoot across walls. You can't shoot across the void, but yeah, still useful for being able to keep your minions in a safe position, but still do some damage. We have the Screaming Skull, stunning artwork from Melissa Benson there. 3 mana, relic. Whenever the bearer attacks and kills an enemy, it untaps. So if you've got one of the big boys out, maybe the Titan, even just the Amazon warriors, if there's multiple opposing minions on a site, you can just kill 2 or 3 of them in one go, as long as you're not taking too much damage in return. So very, very strong card, the Screaming Skull. Works very well in the Battle Mage decks. So again, don't sleep on that one. Very, very good card. And there is a Spear of Destiny in this deck as well. A unique weapon of Divine Retribution, 5 mana. The bearer has tap, throw Spear of Destiny at any minion anywhere. So it can hit the void, it can hit underground, it can hit underwater. Super strong. Just basically kills the minion. Keep in mind that if you do throw it to one of your opponent's sites and they've got multiple minions there, they can pick it up and throw it back. So it's a bit of risk and reward, but super strong because it can hit anywhere at any time. And just a note on this card, all of the other cards in the alpha products, standard boxes or the precons, they'll have the alpha symbol here between the word art and the artist's name. For some reason, there's an issue with the Spear of Destiny where it's just got a standard copyright symbol here. So just keep that in mind. It doesn't change anything. It's the only version of Spear of Destiny in the product, so they all have that. Still an Alpha Edition card. So that's it for all of our spells. As I say, that's a big stack of elite and unique cards in this one, so very worthwhile to build out a collection, get some strong cards that you can use in other decks if you don't want to keep this one together. In terms of these sites, obviously we're going to have a lot of the basic Earth sites here, the villages. So all of them have the Genesis ability. You may pay 1 to summon a 1 power foot soldier token here. So if you don't have anything else to do with your mana, you just get a basically free, well, it's not free, you have to pay 1, but a 1 power creature. And being there's a few of these sites in here, you can just build up some support, even if you just use them for chump blocking. Very strong. Obviously you've got your Earth threshold here, so they've got 3 rustic villages. Then the next one is the humble village. Humble because it's got a couple of farmers and some cows up there. So I've got 1, 2, 3 humble, and then probably 3 simple. The third village, all of them beautiful landscape artworks by Andrea Modesti. So 3 of those. Then we've got a Holy Ground. This is an exceptional site. It is still Earth Threshold, and the Genesis is each nearby avatar heals 3 life. So if you've taken a bit of damage, nice way to just get a bit of life back. Keep in mind, it says each nearby avatar, so if you play it in a spot where the opposing avatar is in a nearby position, they'll get the 3 life as well. So just watch that one. So we've got probably 2 Holy Grounds. We have the Vantage Hills, another Earth site. Ranged units atop this site have +1 range. So again, if you've got that, if you've got this site here, there's 2 of them here. So if you've got it here and one of the Belmont Longbowmen, the ranged attackers sitting on top, you can actually fire 2 steps away. So 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Very, very powerful additional ability there. So good to have a couple of those. In fact, there's 3 of them. Then there's the Quagmire, another Earth site, so all supported thresholds here. Genesis, units occupying nearby sites are immobile until your next turn. So just stick it down and yeah, you can stop your opponents moving for a turn. Hold them at bay while you build up some more mana to get your powerful big hitters out. So we've got 2 Quagmires, and that's it for the Earth deck. So only ordinary and exceptional sites in this one. But as I said, there's some very, very powerful cards here. Spear of Destiny, Crater Eyes, Earthquake, the King, the Queen, and the Midland Army are all super, super powerful cards. And yeah, one of the reasons why the Earth pre-constructed deck is probably the most powerful one. Doesn't mean it wins all the time, of course. It'll depend what you draw and how you play, but yeah, great easy way to learn the game. There's not too much that's complicated in this one. Just a little bit of burrowing, so yeah, I'm looking forward to sleeving this one up and giving it a go. As always, thanks for joining me on the channel. That's the last of the pre-constructed decks to go through. So after this, we'll probably be looking at some deck techs for constructed decks. So a little bit more interesting once you're a bit used to the game, used to how it runs. Some little tips and tricks. There's a couple of forums online. There's a lot of interesting niche cases where some cards can do some powerful things. So won't go into that here because we're just talking about the pre-con, but yeah, keep an eye on the channel. Hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell if you want to see when those videos are coming out. And as always, thank you for joining me. I'm Lee the Sorcerer, and yeah, I look forward to seeing you back here for my next video. Bye.